Welcome to a very special edition of Fanlight Zone Presents. My name is Ken M. You know me as the host of the ODPH podcast. I'm also the editor-chief here at FLZ. To my left, you're right at home. You know his work every Wednesday in the new comic book day releases. Reviews you can only find here on Fanlight Zone. But you also know him as the host of 607 TWS, The Wrestling Show. Please give a warm welcome to Rich.
That's right. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Of course, you know what I'm talking about. It's free comic book day time. Yay!
Yes, indeed. One of the best times of the year for the comic shops. Honestly, if you are a fan, you have this date circled on your calendar, and May 2nd all across the world, this is the time you go to your comic shops, more importantly than any other day of the year, I would say. Because ever since this event kicked off way back when in 2002 and really got the ball running and got fans into the shops, this has been a moment that we have all loved because it really celebrates everything that is comics and especially trying to grow the readership of what is going on in comics. And for me, like, this is such an event because wherever you're going, there's always such a magical feel in the shops because you have new fans coming in, finding new favorite books. You see the cosplays going around. No matter where you are, there's just such a unique vibe on this day that you can't really describe, but it's just such an enjoyable experience. Wouldn't you say, Rich?
Yes, it's a great day to go out and buy comic books. It's a great day to go and visit shops. It's a great day to support your local comic book shop as well, because usually there's a lot of sales going on, on back issues, on new comics, on all sorts of stuff. So make sure you're going and visiting and talking to other fans. It's always a great time and a great place to be. And this year it's a little different because this year we have, because of everything that happened, not getting too much in the minutia, because of everything that happened with Diamond Publishers, that used to be who put it out and who was running with Free Comic Book Day. Now there's kind of a vacuum, so we kind of have two different days, but don't get it confused because it's the same. So on one hand, you'll see branding for Free Comic Book Day, which we're choosing to call it Free Comic Book Day still, because you know what, we're old school on it. We're going to keep it that way. But then there's also Comics Giveaway Day, which, don't get confused, it's the same day.
Yes.
It's just that some publishers are under the banner of Comics Giveaway Day. That's through Penguin House. And then the other publishers are going through the Free Comic Book Day, which is being picked up. So either way, all the publishers are still doing the same stuff that we've done every year. Great books coming out. And this is really a buffet, if you will. Because what you're getting is you're going to get teasers. You're going to get, it's, if you haven't been reading or you've been trying to jump in on something, this is the perfect time. There's a lot of zero issues. There's a lot of just teaser issues. And in this case, there's a lot of collector's issues this year, which we'll be going over as well. So we're just going to kind of give you a guide of everything that is coming out on Free Comic Book Day when you go to the shop, what you can expect, what you're going to grab. And on top of that, like I said, while you're there, I cannot stress this enough. Support comic books in the local comic book shops. Get some back, you get some back issues, grab some trade paperbacks. You're going to want to, make sure you're talking to people. Certain comic book shops are going to have special guests and artists and stuff like that. And if your comic book shop doesn't have that, that's fine as well, because it's a great time to just go out and talk and have a good time with other comic book fans and find something possibly new that you might be into.
And if you want to find out more about Free Comic Book Day, freecomicbookday.com is the place you got to go, because they're covering everything going on with this special day. And these are the books that are jumping out to us that definitely you want to pick up at the shops this week. And it all kicks off with, let's face it, arguably the hottest brand out right now, and that's DC Comics, which, if you think about everything that DC has been doing with the Absolute Universe and All In and Next Level, this is a time to get involved with what they are doing. But it really kicks off with 4 featured books that they're doing. And the first of which is the Nice House on the Lake reissue for the DC Vertigo. So, Rich, let's talk about that.
Yeah. So basically, what's going on here is they're going back and doing issue number 1 of A Nice House on the Lake. This did not originally have a DC Vertigo labeling on it. Obviously, now we do have that, but it didn't. So this is a brand new cover, exclusive for Free Comic Book Day, with the badging on it. So this is one of those things when we were talking about they're doing collector's issues this year. So for the collectors out there, even if you already own this issue, it is great to go pick this up on Free Comic Book Day, because this is completely new for this year.
Yeah, this is one you definitely want to jump into. This has been kicking off the revolution of DC Vertigo now, with all series really firing on all cylinders. Can't recommend these series enough. And this is a gateway to get into it, because what is going on in this story is absolutely phenomenal. and is one you definitely don't want to miss. Then they also threw in, I got to throw the graphic back up on this because this is one, Sonic the Hedgehog and DC teaming up. This is one that definitely is got a little fire to it. And reading the official press release from DC Comics, it's the team up you never saw coming and you'll never forget. When the tyrannical Darkseid breaches dimensions in search of ultimate power, his conquest leads straight to the world of Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic and his friends must have faced mad scientists and ancient spirits, but the forces of apocalypse may be too much for them to handle alone. So enter the Justice League, and they join Sonic in a race against cosmic annihilation. So definitely a cool time to see this pairing go up. DC has been doing some really cool crossovers as of late. I know the AEW was a very fun one as well. So to see them get in with Sonic, that's a definitely cool moment to see. And these are kind of, when you want to think about events at New Comic or Free Comic Book Day, rather, this is one that definitely symbolizes it.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is one of those times where you have something for adults and for the family.
Yes.
Because this is going to be a very family friendly read. And on top of that, everybody can enjoy it.
And speaking of family friendly reads, Aquamanatee. This is one that when I saw it, I was like, wait, what is this? But going back to the press release again from Ben Clatton, the beloved creator of Narwhal and Jelly, comes a hilarious, heartfelt new hero for the DC universe. Meet Marlowe the Manatee. He's sleepy, snacky, and a little gassy. Definitely not your typical DC superhero, but then a twist of fate gives Marlowe incredible powers and a chance to team with his idol Aquaman. His dreams of adventures suddenly become reality. So definitely a little fun book here. So you definitely want to check that out as you're going through the Free Comic Book Day books. But the one next to it on screen.
Before then, this is going to be the kid-friendly one.
Yes.
You're going to really want to make sure if you want to get your kids into this, this is going to be the one that you get them. And by the way, shots fired at Jeff the Shark.
Yes. I mean, listen, they want to make some noise on Free Comic Book Day. This is the way to do it. But the book next to it, though, that is the one, giving a little teaser of the 3 books they're kicking off DC Next Level. Lobo, Batwoman, and Deathstroke the Terminator. All 3 are fantastic series. I got the pleasure of reviewing them. And trust me, if you want to get into some other characters in the DC universe, what they're doing in the All In Part 2s and the Next Level series, these are ones that are really trying to introduce you to characters not named Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, even though they're great characters. But this is one that you're deep diving into the lore of the DC universe. And I love seeing series like this. Truly phenomenal reads. If you haven't picked them up, definitely go get them.
Once again, another situation where you're getting a great teaser for stuff that is out right now. So with mixing all those up, if you did miss those issues, it's great to check them out, and it's going to prepare you for what's coming next, the next big thing, if you will, Next Level in DC. So it's a great, once again, I think that this year we're seeing a little bit of new things for Free Comic Book Day with the collector's issues, and also we've seen 0 issues before, but not snippets of the number ones that are already kind of out there and getting people involved and getting people ready to go. So this is definitely going to get you pumped up and amped up to read more Next Level.
Oh, absolutely. And then going into another publisher making a lot of noise, Dynamite Comics. And they got a couple books coming out that you definitely want to keep an eye out for. Their Supernatural series that they have has been one that it definitely has been appeasing the fan base of the long-running CW show. And then they're going Disney Stitch, which, I mean, they're Disney books. I know our very own Padawan Jay has been covering them as well and raves about them. So it's kind of cool to see the crossover appeal for the comics here in this situation, would you say?
Yes, and it's awesome that you're getting the Disney book out there, which they are doing great on the Disney books as well. And Supernatural has been a big hit for them as well. And once again, noting that these are both the number 1 issues, with new covers and ready to go. So once again, you can feel like you're reading this book. You might have not been into it. Maybe you're into the show Supernatural. This is a good way to get you into the comic book realm. It's a good way to get right into the series on a number 1 with trade paperbacks and everything catching you up. And same with Stitch. You know, the right now the Disney comics over there are arguably some of the best on the market as far as I'm concerned. And once again, all ages. So if you have that young reader, or if you're trying to get your young child into reading and they love Stitch, here you go.
Exactly.
Here you go.
Next up, Mad Cave Studios doing phenomenal work in comics. And they got a pair of books you definitely want to keep an eye out for. Flash Gordon, number 1, but the black and white edition. And then Terabytes. So this has been some very cool series that they have coming out. Mad Cave doing amazing work.
Absolutely. I've been reviewing Terabytes since issue number 1. It's a great anthology series. Each book is a singular anthology. Tremendous stuff. I'm not going to give anything away. The #1 issue is very good, so you're going to want to check that out. Also, that's a really cool cover. That is not the original cover. That is one for Free Comic Book Day. And then Flash Gordon, black and white, even.
Yeah.
Like, you're not just getting the issue #1 of Flash Gordon, you're also getting it in black and white. That is a cool as well. And once again, Mad Cave is giving you a lot of value there for 2 of their bigger series. And if you go down the rabbit hole, you're going to find a whole lot more that you'll love from Mad Cave Studios.
Yes. Next up, Oni Press is definitely making a lot of noise. If you have not checked out their books, you definitely want to. And this is one that definitely is going to be making some noise at this weekend. So going from the press release from the fine folks at Oni, fear not, the voices in your head can tell no lies. Everything you read in the Mind Management Fort Psycho Free Comic Book Day 2026 special, a two-fisted spectacle of subversion leading directly into 2 of the biggest creator-owned comic launches in June's Mind Management New Improved by Matt Kindt and August Fort Psycho by Kindt and co-creator Brian Hurt is true and evident by the advanced and newly declassified look inside. So this is one that definitely is going to be catching some attention this weekend.
And that's that classic Zero issues here for you. These are the ones that like we've known for years for the people who go to Free Comic Book Day. These are going to give you that teaser, that taste of going, hey, this is a series coming out. You might want to check it out. And I can tell you, as somebody who likes Matt Kent's work, if you like crazy things,
yeah,
this is going to be right up your alley. So even if you look at that art that's still on the screen, it's tremendous. It just kind of gives you the idea that you're not in Kansas anymore, if you will.
Yes, indeed. But amazing stuff. Oni has been really rocking it over the past couple of years. And if you haven't gotten familiar, this is a great gateway into what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So can't preach about that enough. Now going to our friends over at Titan Comics. So they got a pair of books that are going to be making some heads turn into their direction on this new Free Comic Book Day. Leading off with Conan the Barbarian. So reading the press release from Titan, Conan the Barbarian Tides of the Tyrant King Zero, special launch for a brand new Conan the Barbarian miniseries coming in September. And then Gun Honey doubles down Zero. So brand new Gun Honey starts here in the thrilling lead into the events of the summer's big event, Gun Honey Doubled Down. So if you're into the spy genre, this is a great book that you want to get into. And then Conan, I know our guy Joey raves about it.
I was going to say, shout outs to your boy Joey, Soul Wizard Podcast. Of course, your wonderful video reviews here for Fanlight Zone on our social medias every new comic book day. He raves about every Conan title, so you're going to want to check it out. If you've not been reading Titan books, once again, this is going to be more of your adult line.
Yeah.
Not saying that you can't, mature readers are definitely kind of a thing here. So if you are into those kind of comics and you're like, hey, comics, I remember the old school Vertigo and I remember, the Black Label that, we have now at DC and so on and so forth, you're going to want to check these ones out because they're doing a lot of that. So for those mature readers, this has got your stuff. This is going to be those that, I'm going to say the action-packed adult content books that you want to see.
Yes, absolutely. But the one that is really jumping out, and I'm going to say right now, probably the most valuable one you can pick up, because every year when the Energon universe drops their special, it lives up to the hype. Skybound Entertainment absolutely crushes Free Comic Book Day, and this year is no exception. Look at that cover for what is coming this Saturday.
By the way, that's only one of the covers.
Yes.
Because as always, Skybound is coming with multiple covers of their Free Comic Book Day comic. Isn't that amazing? It's one of those impressive things. I think that now we're seeing a lot of these collectors markets probably because of the Energon universe every year doing amazing things. So kudos to them on that. And you will be able to collect some cool stuff. But I know that you have a little bit of a press release. What can we be looking forward to this year from the Energon universe 2026 special?
So according to the press release from Skybound, the biggest year in the Energon universe history is here. That is saying something too, by the way. And this special issue includes 4 all-new stories from the worlds of Transformers, G.I. Joe, Void Rivals, and M.A.S.K. From the biggest names in comics, the Energon universe talent Robert Kirkman, Joshua Williamson, and Dan Waters penned the stories. Jason Howard, Tom Riley, Connor Hughes, and Pi Parr provide the art in these action-packed special. The retail version of this will be available for purchase on Wednesday, May 6th, but the Free Comic Book Day, this is when you want to get down, featuring the same stories, but like Rich alluded to, the all-new can't-miss covers to collect. So like I say, this is for Free Comic Book Day, but then even for the collector, there is, to go get all the variant versions too. Skybound knows what they're doing with this. They crush it every year. We can't rave about this enough. If there's one book you want to walk out with this year for Free Comic Book Day, in my opinion, it's Skybound's Energon Universe preview.
I would say that for every year. I'm not, and that's not just because I'm a huge fan of what they're doing, because I am, but it's just every year they're giving you something really cool. They since they've gotten into the business of Free Comic Book Day, and the Energon Universe has been running wild, if you will. It's been really, they've done it honestly better than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not taking shots, but it is. And think about it. As I said, it's a direct reason why we're seeing this game one-upsmanship with doing collector's editions and everything else. Nobody was doing that before the Energon Universe was doing it, and now we're seeing it across the board, which is phenomenal for the business. But look at, man, when this came out and they hadn't even announced that M.A.S.K 1 was coming, they dropped this Energon Universe special cover at the same time that they announced that M.A.S.K #1 was coming out.
Yes.
So it was interesting. Timing obviously is a key factor, but it was funny. Before then, we had the black cover that said, classified.
Yeah, but like I say, you want to talk about a book that makes an event. This is the one to get.
Mm-hmm.
But fear not, there still is some other great books you want to go check out. But now we're going to switch the focus though to the comics giveaway day ones.
Yeah, we have a few on there because once again, they are. I'm saying it's split. It is not split. It's just some publishers are going with one name, some publishers are going with the other.
Mm-hmm.
It is just basically a marketing thing. However, it all is on May 2nd,
yes.
And it is all just one day. Like I said, we still are calling it Free Comics Day because that is the name that has been forever. So Comics Giveaway Day, do not get confused, is not a different day. It is literally the same day.
It's all a win for fans, and that's the big takeaway.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's like tomato, it's all produce. Yeah. This is all a big win for fans because it's going to give you the gateway to get into some amazing universes and stories. And what Boom Studios has coming out, they are making some noise. 2 monster ones coming out. And I know the first one is near and dear to my heart because I love Something is Killing the Children. I think it's one of the best series, time in and time out. And you can't go wrong with what they are doing in this. To say it's an epic, I know that gets thrown around a lot, but it really lives up to it. And then going by the press release too, or the snippet that we have for it, the world at large believes Erica Slaughter to be dead. In her absence, her greatest adversary is enacting plans to take over the House of Slaughter. The Order of St. George has its own designs to fill the power vacuum. But in the back row of a bus of a lonely road in America, there's a young blonde woman with a haunted look on her face and deep shadows under her eyes, and her story is not yet over. So if you haven't been reading this for whatever reason, I am not judging. I'm going to say now is the absolute perfect time to get into this universe because it is poised to explode onto pop culture. And when it does, you don't want to be the last person out there going, I haven't read this, because it is one of the best series every time it comes out. And when it drops, it is always the best slow burn drama for my money that I read.
Yeah, and once again, this is one of those classic, basically zero. Well, they call it a number 1 in here, but it's a 0 issue. We're going into another big, gigantic arc for Something is Killing the Children, and this is going to get that started. So listen. You didn't have to be reading it before. You should be, but if you're not, you didn't have to be reading it before. This is going to give you all you need to go into the next big event and jump right in. So if you were not reading Something is Killing Children, get ready, take a look at this, get caught up, and then while you're at the comic book shop, while you're there, set up a pull list and tell them you want to see more from this world. So
absolutely,
including trade paperbacks for the past issues, because that's a great way to catch up. And most of the comic book stores, not all, don't get mad if they don't, but most of them will have a sale on those.
So definitely keep your eyes out at your local shops and definitely go support them. And another book that Boom has coming out that I know has a lot of the fan base of this franchise buzzing is a new Power Rangers Zero coming out. So going by the snippet we have, the brand new era Power Rangers starts right here. The special Zero issue brings back your favorite Rangers from every corner of the morphing grid in 3 brand new stories. So this is one that going into the new series is going to be one that definitely that fan base is going to be jumping about and waiting to see the direction for it. To see Mighty Morphin Power Rangers evolve and keep evolving in the comic realm. It's been amazing to see. It's been some of the best comics out there. The last series of Melissa Ford has just finished up is absolutely incredible. And I can't wait to see where this new direction goes.
Yeah. And once again, perfect jump on spot. Like I said, I know I've been repeating myself about it, but you have to, like, if you know, these classic number zeros are always a great jump on spot.
Yeah.
Like whenever somebody's like, hey, where can I jump on free comic book day, or in this case comics giveaway day, when you get one of these number zeros, you are getting a little taste and tease of what's to come, but it's also catching you up, so you don't have to feel lost. So if you're like, hey, I really love the Power Rangers, I've kind of fallen off, I haven't been reading the comics, this is a great place to jump on. We're starting a whole brand new gigantic arc for the Power Rangers that the fandom is really, really excited for. So hey, come out, check this out. You're like, oh, this is my jam. This is going to be your jam again.
Yeah.
And you're going to get that number zero in your hand. You're going to read through it. You're going to get caught on everything you need to do. So then when number one drops, you're ready to go.
Exactly. And then last but certainly not least, Marvel Comics is coming. And they always deliver on free comic book day too. So to see them now in the comics giveaway realm, they're still bringing the same excitement with their books coming out. And they've got 4 that you definitely want to keep your eyes out for. And it leads off with a teaser into one of their biggest events happening. And that's Amazing Spider-Man 1000.
Whoa, 1000.
Yes. So legacy numbering is going to be amazing, but the Queen in Black crossover as well, that's going to be taking place this summer, is one to watch. And going by the press release from Marvel, the road to Amazing Spider-Man 1000 takes a big turn as fate bears down on Peter Parker. The Queen in Black has been coronated, and Mary Jane Watson as Venom is not ready for her. The eldest is taking control of the Hulk, and what happens next will make every past Hulk battle look like a skirmish. So that is making a bold statement, as you're seeing here too, because obviously there's a lot of moving parts involved with this.
Yeah, and mixing in not only just obviously the world of Spider-Man with Spider-Man and Venom, but also mixing in the Hulk and what's been going on with Infernal Hulk, because Eldest, that's the whole storyline. If to catch you up, is the Eldest has been possessing the Hulk, and now we're going to get this in the Spider-Man universe. We're going to see where it goes from there, and I think that this is a big crossover event. Not just it's one of those obviously 1000 to Amazing Spider-Man, tremendous, but this crossover event's going to be huge.
Oh yeah, and Marvel knows how to make these events really feel special. And when you're throwing around what's going on in the Hulk right now and Amazing Spider-Man, and the fact we're getting 1,000 issues of ASM is amazing on so many different levels. This is something to really celebrate, and is one of the big events they have going on. But the other one that I think every Marvel fan is really waiting to see is the Armageddon event that's taking place. So that was going to be one that's going to be involved in the Avengers, and obviously the X-Men have got their own issues going on. But going by the press release for this one, the heroes of the Marvel Universe assemble to take on the Red Hulk in a critical story by Chip Zdarsky that sets the stage for this summer's Marvel event, Armageddon. It's here, and no one is safe from the coming end. Plus, this is also your first look at the big X-Men event and Doom. So there is a lot happening here. I love the cover for this too, by the way. So Marvel really knows how to make some events happen. I know some fans sometimes feel that there's a lot of fatigue with it, but I really think when they're wanting to make something big and feel special, they really go out of their way to do it.
Absolutely. And this is once again, it's one of those classic times. Let's get everybody pumped up for the big thing that's dropping this summer. Armageddon is coming this summer. That is the big crossover event of the summer. Obviously, they want to go hard in the paint for it. What better way on Free Comic Book Day than to give you that tease? Then on top of that, they're also teasing a huge X-Men arc. They're also teasing Doom. They're also teasing a lot of other things. So like you said, they know how to make a splash when it counts. And on Free Comic Book Day, they always make a splash. And this is why, because they get all of their big properties that are going to be coming out, the big crossover events, if you will, and they then give you that tease.
Yes.
And now you're in the door. Now you want to see what's going on. Now you want to build that road to Armageddon, or as they put it, Armageddon assembles. And now you're going to be enthralled. And trust me, we've already been reading some of these stories coming in as we review them and everything. And if you're checking out the coverage on fanlightzone.com, thank you very much. You're already kind of, seeing what we're doing with these. However, if you're not, once again, great jump on point. You're going to get caught up really quick. And I think the teasers are going to be just right there.
Exactly. And Marvel has 2 more books that we definitely have to talk about on here. And one for the movie lovers out there, especially the horror movie lovers. Alien, Predator, and Planet of the Apes. So this one, going by the press release, in this issue, you find stories across the 20th century studios from Alien to Predator and Planet of the Apes. And Saladin Ahmad presents a tale set in the planets that's already succumbed to xenomorphs. And Jordan Morris' story of Yajuta warrior stalks one of Earth's greatest fighters. All this and a return to the Planet of the Apes. I mean, need we say more?
Well, the 20th Century line that Marvel has been doing lately has been very good, and they've been crossing it over with other Marvel properties. Most recently, Planet of the Apes and Fantastic Four has got a crossover. We saw the Alien and Captain America crossover that was very, very good. Predator has killed the entire Marvel universe at this point in juncture and continuing to do so. So I think it's one of those things that this 20th century line for Marvel has been so good, because 20th century films being owned by Disney, Marvel being owned by Disney, it lends itself to doing some cool things. And this is showing that they're going to be doing even more with those properties, including doing solo adventures in those properties, which I think is a really cool thing. If you haven't been reading, Predator Badlands is out right now. They've been putting that out there. There's Predator Bloodshed that came out as well.
Yep.
There's so much cool stuff in the Predator universe, and now we're gonna get to see that in Alien and now Planet of the Apes. And I dig what they're doing with this 20th century line.
Oh, absolutely. Last but certainly not least, one for the kids, one for the all ages at heart. Let's be honest. Spidey and his amazing friends, #1. So Spidey and his amazing friends Spin and Ghost Spider think they have their web shooting hands full when Jeff the Land Shark pays them a visit. But they haven't seen anything yet because shape-shifting alien Simbi is here to turn Jeff's world upside down. So like we say, this is one for all ages, but this is definitely one for the younger audience. But like I say, it's for, you know, the all ages crowd too, because Jeff the Land Shark has taken over comics.
I'll say, take that, manatee. You wanted to throw shots. We're going to give you Jeff the Land Shark, and we're going to give you to be a little on the nose, a venomized Jeff the Land Shark. So I think this is pretty cool. And once again, this is a great time. This is where you can bring the whole family out. You can get the kids excited. I like if you have a hard time having your kids read, comics are a perfect way for that to happen. And there's so many cool like family comics and even ones for kids. Spidey Amazing Friends is a great comic to get your kids into. I mean, who doesn't love Spider-Man? Who doesn't love Miles Morales? Who doesn't love basically, the whole line thing? And Jeff is a star.
Jeff is a
certified star.
Jeff is a whole different, on a whole different level than everybody right now.
Yeah.
But it's an amazing thing to see all the celebrations going on here. And these are, like I say, these are the stories that are jumping out to us. But definitely make sure to hit us up on fanlightzone.com. Let us know what you're picking up this weekend. We definitely want to see everybody, sharing their pictures, sharing their books, what they're grabbing this weekend, because Free Comic Book Day is a day to celebrate your fandom. And it's one that no matter where you are, go to any comic shops, make some friends, see some amazing cosplays if they're going on, which I imagine they are. I know here locally, we have got a lot of stuff going on as well. And then the basic thing is walk out, check out a new series, check out a new university you haven't checked out before with the Free Comic Book Day. Use it as a gateway to get into it. And then definitely, if it's one of your favorites celebrate it that way. And we can't stress enough, May 2nd, it's all going down. So the first Saturday in May, you want to make sure you're checking out Free Comic Book Day wherever you are. And for more information, freecomicbookday.com.
Absolutely. And like I said, it's a great time to go and hang out and talk to like-minded folks about books. Keep an open mind too. Somebody can lead you to the right direction to find a book that might be your new favorite title. I always love to go talk to people. I'll be talking to people. Shout outs to my one of my favorite shops, Comics on the Green in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I will be there chatting with people. So if you catch me there, say hi, because I will be there on Free Comic Book Day, collecting up my free comic books as well as my pull list and everything else. So come check it out. Come see what everybody's got going on. But most importantly, this is a good time. If you have not visited your local comic shop in a while, it is a good time to visit for the first time. If you're like, hey, I don't know where there's one, find the nearest comic book shop. Go visit. I'm telling you, they're going to have stuff going on. They're going to have the free comics. They're going to usually have sales. A lot of them, you'll see cosplayers out. Sometimes you'll have artists there and stuff. Like I said, not everyone's going to have those things, but it is something that goes on Free Comic Book Day. So check it out, give it a shot. In the worst case scenario, even if you go in and they just have the free comics, you're going to have other comic book fans that you can talk to and find some really cool stuff. So go check it out.
Yes, absolutely. So that being said, on behalf of Rich and myself, thank you for watching the special edition of FLZ Presents. We'll see you next time.